Hey y'all, John aka Whiskey and Sound, and I'm back with another episode of Boilermaker Mondays. So I am going to be cracking open one of these. Pardon me, I decided to breathe in a bit of some saliva. Don't mind me at all. Right, anyway, I'm going to be cracking into the Kona Brewing Longboard Island Lager. Now, I've had Kona beers before, and they are so easy drinking and refreshing, and they're light. And I really love just the whole backstory about these guys in general. So it's a father-son team that was established in Hawaii at 1994, and they've been going hard at it on the beers ever since. And they're so deeply connected with the whole Aloha story, and the way, and they're very transparent with how they organize, well, with how they make their beers. They don't hide anything, and there's a little story to everything. And they'll break down like the malt layout, yeah, the hops that they've used, and yeah, and like yeah, they'll put down everything on the website, which is amazing. So if you ever want to learn anything about their stuff, suss out their website, and then you can get like basically the full scope on what their beers are all about. Anyway, so this particular beer I haven't tried as yet. So if I get somewhat distracted, it's because my Huskies have decided to come in very last second. There's a tail, and there's Shock. He's a tan one, and there's another one that looks wolf grey color like, who will probably come in and do the next round, and that's Bam. Anyway, they're my two of the little wolf pack that I have. So they're the guest appearances for the night. So let's try this bad boy out. So once again, it is right. So it's a island lager. So what we do know about this one is somebody I think wants to go up, but he's going to have to wait until I finish with this because I'm that kind of a cruel owner. Unless you've got a few words to say about the beer. No? Okay. Didn't think so. But anyway. Alright, so with this, it is the malts that they've used, the pale malts, and the hops that they've used are a mixture of Millennium, Sterling, Mr. Hood, and Halator, which I think would be one of their native hops that they'll use. It's got a real low IBU rating, so it's about the 20% mark. So this should just be light and crisp. So, and it is exactly that. It's very nutty and earthy. Oh, that is such an easy beer to drink. 4.6% as well. This is so easy. I think I've got a perfect pair for that. And it is going to be, which way can we go about it? I think I'm going to grab, I've had to decant this bottle, but I'm going to go with American Prairie Bourbon, which is High West product. So this is another, it's another establishment that has such a cool story. And he, you know what, I'm going to pause this video because I think these, there we go, Income's the other one. I'm going to have to pause this video because there's the other wolf-like creature over there. So I'm going to be right back. I'm going to let these guys out, and then I'll come back and I'll kick off where I left off. Okay, so we're back again. The boys are out. They're happy. I'm happy. And if you do hear any more background noise, it is because my wife is currently doing boot camps in the other room. So if you hear any music going off and a female screaming in the background, and that's thankfully not pointed at me, she's doing boot camp, so don't mind her. Anyway, so we've just discussed about the beer, which is a lovely beer. We're getting on to High West, that's right. So the American Prairie Bourbon. This is also another establishment that I really enjoy, and the reason why is because it is, these guys have really got this fetish for the old school West feel. So the old style country, and because of that, um, like a country western feel that he wanted to go for. It's a husband and wife team that own this particular distillery in Utah. They are the only distillery on the planet that I believe you can ski in towards, and in order to get access to the distillery. Now they've got like a cool little town set up as well, or a series of sites that you can access, as far as like their tours, the actual distilling site, a saloon set up. So it's a pretty cool place to be. I reckon it'd have there's a lot of history there. There's heaps of history as far as like the Utah distilling scene's concerned. And that's also another thing as well. Check out their website, which is highwest.com, and they've got an awesome story which I could waffle on about, but I'm not going to bore you with that. I am here to pair back the American Prairie bourbon with this. And the reason why I think it's going to work is because I noticed that it's as well as having as well as having a light fruity note, there's earthy notes, there's nutty notes about it, and I think that's going to really work well with the American Prairie bourbon. So the story with this bourbon is that it's a blend of straight bourbons. So which these guys tend to work with. They do a lot of blends. So whether it be their double rye or their rendezvous rye, they're a blend of ryes. But this is a blend of bourbons. So they have I forgot what the mash bill is, and one of them is externally sourced, and the actually, hang on, if I go onto their website quickly, I can tell you what the mash bill is. All right, so straight bourbon rye. Here we go. 75% corn, 21% rye, and 4% barley malt, and that's from NGP, which are they're a white distillery over in the States that do supplying to other distilleries. So whether you wish to blend their spirits or not, or just release that particular spirit, call it your own. So and they've blended it with somewhere from an undisclosed source. Their mash bill is 84% corn, 8% rye, and 8% malted barley. And other whiskey components are undisclosed due to contractual reasons. There's a little bit that's going on in this, but the blend is between 2 to 13 years. So there's a bit that's going on in this, and it is this was I think 10% of the proceeds of this particular bottle went to the American Prairie. They've got like a foundation thing happening over in the States. So that's the backstory with that. It has won a few awards, this particular whiskey as well, which it's taken out silver medal for bourbon or high rye whiskies of the world 2016. Took out a double gold medal, 50 best 2015, and it got 92 points on the tasting panel, which I believe was something that's American-based whiskey paneling. So, without further ado, I'm going to jump into this. Now I get that same kind of nutty nose. Well, it's a spicy nutty nose that I get on this. So which it's got an oily kind of presence. There's a light. Oh, what's that note? There's vanilla. There's oak on it. It's not riddled with oak, but it's there. Very soft kind of caramel, almost like a salted caramel. Actually, that's what I'm picking up on. Yeah, the vanilla is very sweet. It's probably like a vanilla essence. That's like that. Yeah, the essence of vanilla that you will use in cooking. That's the note that I get on this, and the more I think about it, it's got like a what's it called? I've used it before in the description. It's like the, you know what? It's a marzipan note. That's what it is. Which I'll compare it to a European sweet called alva or halva, however way you pronounce it. But it's basically like a nut based sweets. Very nougat-ish. Actually, no, not nougat because that's more chewy. Whereas the halva is, yeah, just very soft. It's brittle, but it's very sweet, very drying on the palate. And that's that kind of nut note that it gets. So I suppose the best thing to liken it to is marzipan. So that's what I'm getting on this. Light citrusy note, probably like a orange peel kind of zest. A bit of a clove note that I get on this as well. So I reckon this is going to work really well. Probably more of a complementary Boilermaker because both share very similar notes as far as the nuttiness is concerned. And that's got a light fruit element, which will probably blend well and maybe even enhance the citrus back note that I'm getting on this. So, all right. Cool. So let's do a whiskey wash and then go a beer rinse and see what that does. Yeah, more spice comes out. The nuttiness is there, definitely. It's more like it's almost like a blend between cashew and roasted peanuts, actually. Yeah, definitely roasted peanuts. The more I think about it, cashews on the note. Hint of clove, and the nutmegs there. It's got a medium finish on it. Really well put together. This rye, this bourbon, I should say, 46% as well. Yeah, beautiful carry through of the vanilla as well. Almost as it dies off on the finish, it goes into like a vanilla custard kind of finish, which is really enjoyable. So I'm gonna pour myself some more of that. Where are you? Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna wait till I'm gonna have another sip, and then we're gonna do that whiskey wash and beer rinse. So let's do that. Oh, that is such an easy drinking bourbon as well. These are both real easy drinkers. Oh, well, that's interesting. Okay, so on the beer rinse, it's actually the maybe it was a nuttiness overload, but actually the nut note has cancelled itself out a bit, and it's brought the fruit flavors more out of the lager, pulled that to the surface a bit more, going whiskey wash, beer rinse. So I'll be very intrigued to see what it does on the other way around. So I'll just reset the palate a little bit. But so far, I feel that this little set's working. But it's also very versatile beer too. It's one that you can pretty much pair this back with anything. Oh man, that is such a good beer. They make real crisp beers, just light, easy drinking. They don't bloat you up or anything. Yeah, 4.6%. Oh, beautiful. All right, whiskey rinse. Oh, hello. You're a lot more fun going back that way. So I've pulled out some more spices out of the cabinet. Yeah, it's definitely, the clove isn't there. The cinnamon's definitely there. and it's gone like a more mentholy note, or do I say it's like a mint note? Quite possibly, and like the vanilla's coming through. It's more that like it's the spices that you get from the American oak that it sits in, or the virgin oak, I should say. It's it's got a lot of those spices that come through. I'm gonna go through that again actually because that happened so quick, and this is actually a real dangerous pairing. It's so easy to drink that it's gonna be gone within a heartbeat, and yeah, you're gonna be. It's a Moorish setting, so you're gonna be wanting to either make a big setting for yourself, so it lasts a bit longer, and then you'll most likely end up shit faced out of it. But no regrets. All right, so let's do this beer wash and whiskey rinse again because I really want to try and capture what it was doing on the finish there. It's nice, and it's I won't say it's overly challenging, but it definitely gives you a little bit of a surprise. So that's what I want to try and translate for you people. Well, the dogs are not happy, but they can wait. Hmm. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely get cinnamon, peppermint, honey. Um. Yeah. The vanilla comes through. It just this way actually blends a lot more together, and it kind of complements a lot better than what it did the other way around. So, but the more that this stays out of the glass, because I've just poured this from out straight from the little um, the mini decanter that I've got there. So once this airs up a little bit more as well, it becomes a bit more spice forward. Still really nice and very easy, enjoyable pairing. That works really well. That those two as a Boilermaker. I'm really impressed with that, and that went in the direction. Pardon me, in the direction that I'm so full from lunch. Change the topic, I know, but that worked in the direction that I really wanted it to go in. So, and it gave me a nice little surprise as well. That either way that it went off into a different direction, but in a nice, easy going way that was very enjoyable either way. So this works well. So Longboard Island Lager from Kona and High West American Prairie Bourbon. It's a thumbs up from me. Definitely a thumbs up from me. I'm pretty happy with that pairing. So on that note, I'm going to leave it be. I need to let my dogs in before they decide to rip the side door down. So thank you all for joining me tonight. And I hope you enjoyed the special guest that we had midway. And I will catch us all on the next episode, which I'm most likely going to end up pairing one of the other High West ryes that I've got because I've sourced the double rye and the rendezvous rye. And I have a suspicion I know what beers I'm going to end up pairing them back with. So you can stay tuned for that. For those that are watching this for the first time, like, share, subscribe, support. It's, any suggestions as far as Boilermaker pairings, or if you've tried any of the drinks that I've had in all of the episodes, or the prior episodes, and you've paired them back with something different, let me know in the comments because I'll be curious to see what people have, paired things back with. And it's also a learning curve for me too because I'm on this journey like everyone else is. So the more we try, the more we learn, the more we pick up on, and then the more our palates, just become adjusted to, what blends work, what pairings work well in particular ways. So keep the feedback coming, keep the suggestions coming, and keep the questions coming. So for those that have been watching the channel so far, I appreciate your ongoing support. It's been cool, and spread the word out. I'm at a point where hopefully if all goes well with these restrictions and they get lifted proper and we're able to get into a more steady hospitality scene here in Melbourne, I will be looking to start doing Boilermaker events at particular venues. So that's one thing that I'll be definitely posting up about. So keep an eye on that, and yeah, pray that we don't get into any further lockdowns and everyone else decides to behave. So on that note, I think I've dropped too much info, so I'll leave you be with all that. Enjoy the rest of your Monday night, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Thank you so much once again for your attention. Hope you have a good night.